Okay, so we got the owner of the Denver Broncos, who also a good friend of mine, ZTheTruth. What's good with you, Z?
What's going on? What's going on, Mr. Dre Grizzle?
Not much, not much. So, for those that don't know you, obviously, a lot of people in the league know you, but those that don't know you, explain yourself or introduce yourself to the league.
What's going on, everybody? This is the truth. Uh, kind of, turn around and Madden player. I ain't the best in the world. I'm new to this type of league of play and everything, but I'm gonna try and make it work and see what it do. I like it. It's pretty interesting. I think it really shows the dynamics of how you pick your team, positions, and play callings with how the rules are set up.
Okay, so you obviously you got the Denver Broncos, and you in the division with the Raiders, the Chiefs, and what's the other team? I think
Raiders,
Raiders.
Raiders, Chiefs, Chargers.
Yeah, Raiders, Chiefs, and the Chargers. So, is there any of those teams you worried about? I mean, obviously it got to be Patrick Mahomes, but is there any teams in that division you concerned about? Or
Actually, you got to be concerned with all of them. These are new players that I've never played before. I mean, they may have been in the league and they may know each other, they may not, but I've never played them. So, of course, if we're gonna go by teams wise, the Chiefs are always the guy to aim for. Super Bowl champs. In and out the game. But even I heard that the Chiefs players himself is pretty good. So I guess right now, that'll be the aim for the division. But everybody has talent on their team, and I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna bring their own skill, play calling, and so I would say the Chiefs is the number one priority. And make sure you take them down. But everybody else, they still competition. So I gotta fight one game at a time to get where I gotta go.
yeah, but I absolutely agree with that. And then when we look at the Denver Broncos, obviously you do have Russell Wilson, but as far as that go, I mean, what other players on your roster should we be expecting something from?
Uh, you know, uh, I had to take a look at my roster. I almost was going to be a coach, and then I looked at my roster, and my roster was pretty good. So that's another thing, that made me stay with them. But of course, on the wide receiver side, you got Mr. Jerry Judy, roll tide. We're gonna work on building him up as the number one, which he is. You know, uh, who's the other one? Cortland Patton. I think that's his name. My number two receiver. He's pretty good. My number three is actually pretty good. Can't think of his name right now. But we got a decent receiver core as far as the top three. And my bottom two after that, they actually look pretty good. They actually have some nice speed to them. They got to be built up though. Route run is not where I want it to be. The release is not where I want to be. But we're gonna try to get those guys in. But one thing on my offensive side that I am kind of happy about, got a nice running back by the name of Javante Williams that that man's a workhorse. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna try and give him a little load of the game because these are 10-minute quarters, so I'm gonna have to slow down my pace of what I'm used to playing. Everybody you play now is like 6 minutes, so when you go to 10 and 12 minutes, those are actually like you really got to simulate the game. So it ain't just gonna be you throwing down the field two or three times. Players get tired, running routes. People get tired blocking, so it's gonna have to work my scheme around. So I think with the passing game, I got a nice little set of people. My tight end is pretty nice too, but my running back, I think he's gonna get a nice little load of the game too. Russell, he's not what he used to be, but he's still better than nothing. He can still make it happen. We're gonna make it work, but we might be shopping for a QB. So a couple of y'all teams with a QB, it might be some trades sent y'all way, just to let y'all know. But the defensive side, we got some good key pieces. My DBs, they look pretty good. My free safeties, strong safety, they pretty much lined up. Linebacker core is all right. Defensive line, maybe one or two more pieces, but overall, I think my team's pretty solid, and we can make something happen with it.
Speaking of trade, you mentioned something about trade. What actual, like to be specific, players or positions are you looking to build on that roster?
Uh, you know, everybody always wants to have the best in every position, but I think one of the most important positions is your QB. It's always good to get a established QB that's for the future. And Russ is right now, but he's a little long in the tooth. He's not what he used to be. So always upgrading the QB. Once you get that franchise QB, you can leave it alone. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
so that would be a major field to get in. But as far as my offensive line, they look pretty nice. My receivers are still pretty young. There, so that can be built up. My defense, like I say, it may be one or two positions to fill in there. But I think my main focus is going to be, if not drafting a QB, possibly trading for a proven commodity.
Yep, I agree with you on that. Now, as far as like the rules and everything like that, obviously it's a no switch rule, which I actually like. I know it's different. It's more like a more of a realistic approach. But as far as all the rules go, is there any rules that you kind of like concerned about, or would you like to give your opinion on what you may like to see change or tweaked?
This is something new, and hopefully I can get a couple of scrimmage games in before the actual season starts. So to practice some of these rules, but no, I like the concept of trying to make it as real as possible with the whole fact of using your players' abilities. What good is having a 90 rated wide receiver and he's getting stuck by a 75 overall DB and he can't shake him or lose him just because he got speed and he can click on him. I think it's interesting. It'll actually put so you won't turn around and put that 66 overall receiver out there to start in number one position.
Mm.
While I got a 95 DB over there. He might not be as fast, but if we're using game style tactics with the stats and everything, there's no way that 66 overall receiver will get off the line. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be able to run the routes like you want him to run. So it adds a more sense of realism. But the only thing that I had a question about, and it's not really a complaint, but it was a worry. So I know I've read in the league rules, it says that when it comes to re-signing, you can only sign three people that are 80 or above, and you can franchise tag one. My only concern with that is how do you handle something that if you're going to re-sign people and you come up and let's say you got 8 people up there that's 80 and above overall that needs to be resigned, and I can only choose four at the minimum. That's a lot of people to lose that could be a core piece of your team of identity, who you is. So you can go from Super Bowl contender or coming to contend with the Super Bowl in one year, but due to re-signings that you could have signed back, but due to them being 80 or above, that could change the whole dynamic of your team.
Yeah,
Or or even with the fact that if you got rookies, so you draft pretty good, you get some rookies, all your rookies are 75 or above. So, go back in there. So you turn around, good God, out of all the time they won't start acting up. But you get some rookies that's 75 and above, you draft four of them, 75 above. So you gotta hope that your already 80 and above people that you have in 4 years won't drop and have to be re-signed at the same time your rookies are. Why? Because
yeah,
those rookies, you might get them up to 82 in them 4 years, and now you got 482 rookies that have potential, but you also have four proven guys that already have better potential, and they may still be young, and you might even end up losing core of your team. And I understand, yeah, you can go back and try and sign them in free agency, but you may not get them. You may not get anything, and then you may have to pay more money for it. I had a suggestion on it, and I was talked to one of the league owners, and he, when he has some free time, we'll talk, and maybe I got a couple. They always say if you're gonna bring up something about wanting to change something, I always have some solutions with it. So I got a couple solutions that I would like to propose to them as far as how to it's not so much to change the rule, but maybe if not change it, better implement it, or just a different look at it, like I say, to not hinder the team so much to where it may change the identity on a messed up year.
yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. And that's one of the reasons why I did create this platform, is to be able for users to be able to voice their opinion when we talk about rules or anything like that. And it gives everybody that voice, for that voice to be heard. And I could tell you the Bears, the owner of the league, he definitely watched these videos and stuff like that. And I'm sure their main objective for the league is just to make it challenging, put you in that position of feeling like you're an owner, so you got to make tough decisions. And I think that's what they really trying to do. But I'm sure whenever y'all talk, y'all be able to kind of have an understanding of each other. But moving forward from that, as far as Madden 24 go, do you plan on getting the early release, or are you going to maybe get it when it drops?
Uh, I gotta see. I gotta see. I'm still debating on it. But right now it'll probably be when it drops. But you know what I'm saying, I might get an early release, but right now it's looking more when it drops though.
Okay, and then the last question, as far as any bold predictions for the first season.
You know, I tell you what, I can give a better prediction of how I think I do. After I played a couple scrimmage games with the no tap lead, the no switch lead. I mean, right now I think the people that actually been playing this league, this type of style of play, they probably got an upper hand on me. So my first year, it just depends on how quick I catch on, or how much practice I get, or getting used to the no switch. But if I can get used to it pretty well, I think I can scheme up some run plays. I think I have enough of a strategic mind to where I can turn around and be diverse, as well as make things happen. Switching up, making the right adjustments on defense, uh, making the right play calls on offense. You know, with this style of play, you're not just gunslinging. Like you
Mhm.
would in a 6-minute style click on. This is more of a calculated, precise way of playing. You come out there, you're looking at how many runs versus passes. You're looking at the defense. You're looking at matchups. So it may come down to whether my first wide receivers lined up on your third, or versus what, it's the third quarter and we 5 minutes in, and your defense been tired because I had you on the field most of this quarter. Whether I'm gonna run or pass. So it's gonna be one of those things where I gotta sit down, strategize, and try and come up with a good way. But like I say, once I actually get to actually feel it, scrimmage a little bit, I have a better idea.
Yep, I agree with you 100%. That's the same for me. I got to take some time and really get back to that playing that no switch style. And I think, like you said before, those guys been playing for a while. They got the upper hand for sure. But I definitely want to thank you a lot for joining the channel. And as I said before, I'm gonna continue to make these videos to keep everybody voice heard, and keep everybody engaged with the league. So we definitely gonna be keeping in touch with the Denver Broncos.